Breaking news. Finland don't buy market. Álex Śtub don't buy market that he can never ever use until he left this world. They don't drag Álex Śtub now like I pass my neighbor generator. Even as I'm talking to you now, the guy is on the run. There's a clip I want to show you. Do not tell me that clip is fake or propaganda or lies. It is true. I have made my verification when I saw this clip on Greenlight Africa, and I found out that waiting this clip talk not true. Yes, we may not agree with him. Maybe he have been giving you some wrong information before, but you see this one, I hit my chest. Not true. Finland President Álex Śtub, he don't took to his heels. His whereabouts now is unknown. Nobody kidnapped him. He is not dead. He is alive. But even the citizens of Finland now are passing vote of no confidence on Álex Śtub. Álex Śtub is just like a replica of Obama and Joe Biden. What they know is just to support terrorism. But to them, when they reach to the turn of Biafrans now, they tell you they are fighting terrorism. If Finland, that Álex Śtub, can spend over $2.something billion just to support that small boy in Ukraine, then you can as well understand that this guy never meant well for the citizens of Finland. I would not like to take much of your time, but please, I want to appeal to every one of us here. This video, we spend a lot of time to make it and bring it to you. It will be, it will not be fair when you watch the video finish. You will not drop any comment. You won't even like. You won't even share. To subscribe now is problem for you. Why? But anyway, let it come from mind. Nobody is forcing you. If you feel that your subscription is what is feeding me and my children, my brother, then you lied. If the birds of the earth could not look for any that nobody is feeding them yet, they survive. Then what happens to a Biafra man, an Igbo man? And I want for you, man. Na jungle with it. But no problem. Please watch the clip. We'll come back for more discussion. Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Happy Monday once again. And my prayer to you is that this week, this new week, shall yield something tangible in your life. Something that even when you hear it, they will say, who does this? They just know it. Now the God of the Father I'm serving. I bless you. Have a nice day. Let us watch the clip, and then we'll come back to take more reactions over this matter. I love you all.
Groundbreaking news and updates coming out from the country of Finland that will definitely blow your mind, because as we speak, the president of Finland, in the person of Alexander Stubb, is currently on the run. Why is this man currently on the run? Well, in this video, we shall be analyzing and discussing every single thing that you need to know and understand. Yes. So what is currently happening in the country of Finland? Well, the 15th of May of 2025, the president of Finland, like we all know, traveled to Tanzania for a summit and to hold a series of talks with the president of Tanzania. But then he was approached by a supporter of Simon who called him out publicly, castigating him on the way and manner he has been treating Simon in his correctional facility. Yes. Surprisingly, this particular incident went super viral on the internet. It drew the attention of a series of activists domiciled from all across the world. These activists collectively criticized Alexander Stubb. Showing right now on your screen are some of the statements released on Twitter by some highly ranked activists in the world calling out the president of Finland. At the same time, these activists also asked a series of countries of the world to place restrictions on Finland. The moment we saw this press release coming from activists, a series of activists of the world, we never believed that any country will listen to these activists. But surprisingly, it feels and it seems like Russia and Sweden has placed restrictions on Finland regarding the way and manner they have treated Simon and other human rights cases in that country. I'll show you right now on your screen is a quick description of the fact that Russia, Sweden, and also the international group known as NATO has placed a series of restrictions on Finland regarding Mr. Simon's case. Yes, this does not sit well with the president of Finland in the person of Alexander Stubb, because if you look at the map of Finland, you notice that Finland shares boundaries with Sweden and Russia. So if the countries you share boundaries with are not in good terms with you and have placed restrictions with you, is going to greatly affect your security, greatly affect your economy, and greatly affect other international ties you have with that country. Well, showing right now on your screen is a quick description of the fact that Finland shares land borders with 3 countries involving Norway, Sweden, and Russia. It also shares maritime borders with Estonia, Sweden, and Russia. So as you can see, 3 out of the 2 countries that Finland shares land borders with have placed restrictions on the country. This did not sit well with the president of Finland. And that is why, out of fear and tension, he placed a call. He called the current Prime Minister of Canada. Yes, he called this man as CEO. My country is in a mess. I attended a summit in Tanzania and I was called out, and this got the attentions of some activists, which later transferred this info to countries of the world. And now Sweden and Russia have placed restrictions on me. What should I do? Can you guys come in and help me? Well, just in case you don't believe me, or just in case you want to fact check me, feel free to go to the official Twitter page of Alexander Śtub to find the information for yourself. Showing right now on your screen is a quick confirmation that Alexander Śtub has called on the Prime Minister of Canada and the entire country of Canada to come to their aid. This article reads, and I quote, "Canada is a key Arctic ally for Finland. I had a call with Prime Minister Mark J. Carney. We talked about strengthening economic and security cooperations between our nations." Yes, and this is coming from Alexander Śtub. The moment we saw this tweet, we had to fact check it. We had to double check if the president of Finland actually called the Prime Minister of Canada. Well, we went to the Twitter page of the Prime Minister of Canada and we noticed that he reposted or retweeted the statement coming from Alexander Śtub. This is a very, very interesting one. But then something very captivating happened behind the scenes that we all need to pay attention at this particular point in time. Yes, the activist that called out the president of Finland, the activist known as Dr. David Yakorach Masanga, who is the founder of Pan-African Forum Limited and Associates. This man, Dr. David, placed a call across to the government of the USB asking them to do one thing. He asked the government of the USB to help him connect with Simon in Kilamakowski Correctional Center. So the question here is, why is this activist trying to reach Mr. Simon? But then we'll come back to this particular case in a second. We'll come back to the conversations heard between Dr. David and Simon, so you can see why this activist wants to meet Simon in person. But then take a look at your screen. Take a look at the highlighted part of your screen. This is a receipt coming from a store domiciled in Canada. Yes, this receipt was for a purchase of a bottle of Coke. So why is this even important? Why are we having discussions or conversations of Coke in a video? Well, everything will make sense in a bit. Just stay with me and bear with me. So this individual purchased a bottle of Coke, a 60 cl of Coke, for $2.81 Canadian. So when you convert 2.81 Canadian dollars to Naira, you have around 3,233 Naira. So an individual who resides in Nigeria noticed that, see, I can actually buy Coke in Nigeria, transport them to the Western world and make a lot of money. This felt like a massive and a good idea. So this Nigerian or this individual bought a lot of bottles of Coke, a lot in millions, and he sent these bottles of Coke to the UK to, first of all, repackage it and resell as a bottle of Coke in that said country. But something happened when his shipments arrived in London. Yes. So when this man goods arrived at the airport in London, the immigration officers there stationed in that particular airport saw his goods. They saw the numbers of Cokes he was trying to bring into their country, and they had to seize this product and run a test to see if these Cokes are actually healthy for consumption for the citizens and residents of that particular country. So the officers took this Coke and ran a test, and they noticed that this Coke, the bottles of Coke received from the USA and shipped into Nigeria and now sent back to the UK, wasn't too healthy for consumption because of some particular ingredients used in making Cokes that were specifically sent to Nigeria as a country. Well, what is the content of this Coke? Take a look at this publication showing right now on your screen. It states the soft drinks were destroyed on the basis that they contained excess sunset yellow and benzoic acid, classified as carcinogenic and unfit to be taken with vitamin C, sorbic acid. This statement did not sit with the man, the individual who imported these bottles of Coke into the UK. He was like, no, this particular product was sent from the USA. We haven't even opened it. We received all of these things from the USA, the original makers of Coca-Cola. So why are you guys telling us that this Coke or the Coca-Cola we consume in Nigeria isn't healthy, isn't fit for consumption? You guys must be stupid or must be crazy, because this is coming from a Western world like the USA. But he was shown the report or the result of the test conducted on this Coca-Cola and the effect it can have on the human body. And this man was forced to forfeit all of the shipments of Coke. So where are we heading to? Over the past couple of years, it feels like the NAFDAC as a body in the government isn't active or proactive enough. This guys over the past couple of years is just there to issue out NAFDAC numbers without even running tests on products being sent out of Nigeria and being brought into the country. These guys are just there to give out NAFDAC number, and that's all. Over the years, they have failed to carry out their primary assignment, which is to make sure every goods that is being used by a human is being properly checked and fit for consumption or fit for use. And that is how a country in the Western world, the UK, had to run a test on our own Coca-Cola being sent to Nigeria, and they noticed that it's not healthy. It's not fit for consumption because of the ingredients and the chemicals added to Nigerian-based Cokes. Well, this did not make sense. And this is not the very first time that products in Nigeria will fail basic and international tests. Take, for instance, in the case of Cocoa Samba, which is a popular drink in Nigeria. It is highly common with men. So a Nigerian transported, or he took this Cocoa Samba with him to Germany so as to use for his own personal use. But he was stopped at the airport and some tests were run on this Cocoa Samba, and they noticed that this particular drink had excess content of Viagra, which is not suitable for human consumption. This is a drink that the Nigerian NAFDAC gave its number and approved for human consumptions in Nigeria. Well, this doesn't make sense in any way, shape or form. And the government of the country have failed to be proactive. And that is why, as we speak, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is currently in the Vatican City to attend the inauguration of the new Pope in the presence of Pope Leo. We hope and pray that Bola Ahmed Tinubu won't be sent back to Nigeria because he looks substandard, because he's not fit and proper. Well, moving on swiftly, let's go back to the interesting part of this whole video. Let's go back to the main reason why this whole video was made. Yes, the activist who called out the president of Finland is currently asking a meeting. He wants to meet with Simon or possibly have a series of conversations through a phone call if meeting him in person won't be successful. So the question here is, why is this activist, Dr. David Yunkoraj Masanga, asking to meet with Mr. Simon? Well, based out some info he published on his Twitter page, he claimed that he doesn't trust the Western world. Yes, he doesn't trust the Western world. Yes, he claimed that Mr. Simon's lawyer in the person of Carl Gumerus is a Finnish citizen and a Finnish lawyer. Dr. David also said that he doesn't trust this man to be the lead counsel or the lead lawyer representing Simon. He's also asking Mr. Simon to add an African or possibly look for an activist who is a lawyer from Africa to join Carl Gumerus in his legal counsel team. Yes, just in case you don't understand what is currently going on here, Dr. David is asking Mr. Simon to get an African added to his legal counsel team. He should not only rely on Carl Gumerus, who is a Finnish or a citizen of Finland, to defend him in the court of law. He needs an activist, an African activist, who is also a lawyer, to be part of his legal counsel team, so as to bring in fairness and equity into his case and battle. So yes, and that is why this man wants to meet with Simon. He wants to discuss it with him so that he'll probably look into it and accept it. Well, moving on swiftly as we speak, there's a current misunderstanding and confusion going on in Simon's case because the Päijät-Häme District Court and the government of Finland are yet to fully understand Simon's case or fully grasp the conditions in his case. And that is why these guys are looking for help. They are looking for other attorneys in the world to fly into Finland and possibly help them with this case. Yes, this came as a shocker because we've never seen something like this where a country will not be able to handle a case in their judicial environment. So the question here is, why is there confusion in Finland's courts regarding Mr. Simon? Well, in our previous video, we exposed and explained every single thing that's happened behind the scenes and why the court is currently confused. If you want to watch that video and get full updates for yourself, we have that video showing right.
We have seen everything. You might not agree with a Green Light Africa. Some people, one guy told me that sometimes he give a fake news, sometimes he give a real news. That he used to mix it together. But this one is not one of them. So please, if you see this message, just know it that the ancestors who is protecting the Biafra land, who is fighting for Nnamdi Kanu, Simon Ekpa and Dr. Ngozi Oraveze and every other Biafrans, both home and abroad, just know it that they have stepped into this matter. Even to me, it seems like they came late. They would have come earlier on to teach these people the lessons of their lives. Just the same way they are teaching UK now. UK is learning in a hard way. But some people will not know. They are using, maybe they have been developed, they have been fifth economy in the world to cover themselves. But my brother, UK and France is learning the hard way. Islamist extremists now is overrunning their country down, raping their women on street, doing all manner of evil things against them. Waiting remain now just for them to be doing the kind of the activities they are doing in that Zojuria. Kidnapping, killing, raping. Raping is in the UK now. In France, that one is just a common. But just kidnapping now is what remains to enter there, and they overrun them down. They don't know what is coming to them. And they don't want to learn because they want to learn it the hard way. And it is coming gradually. Our gods are not asleep. Don't even think it. Our gods are not asleep. They might take time to intervene, but when they start to intervene, just like when they are talking about an Arushi, time. It gives you time. You'll be wallowing, thinking that you are enjoying. Madam boy, be the heat. The gods of our land is at work, and I appreciate that they have risen. Maybe somebody must have invoked them, Abi, with some snap. Original snap will not be fake. Now they have decided to intervene on this matter, and I'm very, very happy about that. So on this note, let us take a few reactions. Then we'll round up this broadcast. Today is another new day, and today happens to be the 19th day in the month of May, in the year of 2025. This month, gradually, is telling us bye bye yo. Álex Śtub on the run. It's a very, very authentic news. Anthony Adamu said, we Biafrans love you too much, sir. Our PM, Simon Ekpa, and our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, he committed no offense. Nicholas Demus, that man that spoke at Tanzania event is the owner of Punch Africa TV, and he is a respected Pan-African. That is, he said, Mr. David Masangai is right about Simon Ekpa. Dennis, Almighty God take position. If you leave us, who will take care of us? Okay, if you leave us alone, who will take care of us? Stella said that Finland is now behaving like Nigeria, calling Simon Ekpa a terrorist, working for a terrorist group. Yet, 2 conventions have took place in Finland. They couldn't stop it. That means Finland is also a terrorist country. This is as simple as ABCD. Even that persecutor is also a terrorist. God's time is the best said, allow God to fight for Biafrans, my brother. God cannot come to fight for us. We can only invoke our gods. Let them there behind us. Or rather, let them go ahead of us to confuse all our enemies while we come in the physical realm to demonize and wipe them. You get the point now, eh? Kelly said, but how can the person foolishly import coke into the West instead of African foodstuff, coffee, etc.? Ogale. Finland president should call on president of Nigeria, Tinubu, to help him. Chidubem said, Chairman, I hear you, please. We like to know you more. Anyway, my people, I beg you, let us not go too far. Now here we will take back break, because more of these videos is on the way coming to your doorstep. Just like, share, comment, keep subscribing for more interesting videos. And there shall be a heavy blessing on any hand that types amen, that share this video, that like it, and also that subscribe to my channel. You will never do what? Regret doing it. Let the Almighty God take over control of everything. Que mesiano.